You might think that running around with a party of Cloud, Tifa, and Aerith is all you'll ever need in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Or maybe you're a Barret stan and can't imagine exploring Gaia without our favourite gun-toting family man, and while I won't dispute your taste, finding the best party combinations in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is the key to success in the more tricky encounters. And we spent a lot of time during our playthroughs trying to find the perfect balance between the different members of your party. Each party member has their own specialisation in the game, from Aerith's magic focus kit to Barret's long-range capabilities, so you often need to switch things up and try new combinations out to find your ideal. That said, if you're looking for a one-stop shop on which party compositions to use, depending on, say, which specialisations you're looking for, look no further. We've got you covered. First up, we have Cloud, Yuffie, and Tifa. This was by far my favourite party combination when playing through Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, as you get high damage from all three members while having the healing capabilities provided by Yuffie. You will, of course, actually need to get Yuffie into your party, so this combination isn't possible from the get-go, but once she's in the team, you'll be set. She only becomes available when you've finished Chapter 6 and completed the main quest in Costa del Sol, so you'll have to switch it up for something else until then. I made sure to have the Cure and Revival materia on Yuffie to increase her healing, while also having Cure on Cloud for backup when you need some extra help. Yuffie's speed combined with the sheer number of options at your disposal makes her an absolute diamond in pretty much any combat scenario, and you can easily adapt her to suit whatever role you need filled in your party. Even damage if you'd prefer to switch to Aerith's magic, for example. But she's an exceptional healer in her own right with the right combo of materia and folio choices. Just make sure to leave Tifa solely on damage dealing duties. She has the potential to inflict some serious pain and can easily build up stagger on even the toughest of foes, and obviously Cloud with the Buster Sword simply does what he does best. It's the best comp that we had the most fun with, but it is far from your only option. Next for your consideration, Cloud, Red 13, and Barret. While I never quite gelled with Red 13's vengeance system, combining him with Cloud and Barret makes for a wonderfully balanced party. You can always whack on some healing materia, and I definitely recommend using the Watcher's Respite ability that you can use at around Chapter 10, because this allows you to convert Red 13's vengeance meter into healing for your whole party, and is incredibly strong, especially at that point in the game. Barret also makes a great addition to this party because he gives you ranged capability, which you're going to find helpful in countless fights. There are, annoyingly, a lot of enemies in Rebirth that characters like Tifa and Red will struggle to hit, making it an absolute pain to build up ATB, which gets you stuck in an endless loop of useless combat, so having Barret deal consistent damage from range and stagger them to the ground is super helpful. Next up, we have Cloud, Aerith, and Barret. Now, Aerith isn't just my favourite character, but she is by far the best healer in the game, so having her in your party is always going to be a good thing. She's definitely not as strong or as versatile when it comes to combat as the other 5 available party members, but she more than makes up for it with her support capabilities. Combining this with Barret's ranged options has you covered on pretty much all fronts, because Cloud himself can do more than enough damage to lead a party on his own. It just didn't quite suit the punch first, ask questions later vibe we were going for, but who knows? Maybe it's more your thing. Next on the list, Cloud, Tifa, and Cait Sith. Now this is a bit of a wildcard option that can exceptionally backfire, but Cait Sith is just so much fun if luck remains in your favour. While not strictly a healer in the same way as Aerith is, taking advantage of his role of the dice ability can heal your entire party on a 5, or prevent them from taking any damage at all if you're especially lucky and manage to land a 6. Now obviously you aren't always going to be that lucky, but this is more of a way to add some spice into the second half of the game once you've got Cait Sith in your party, so definitely don't rule it out. Cait Sith joins your party at the end of Chapter 8 after you've completed the Coral Prison section, as the remote-controlled feline and his strange fortune-telling Moogle have become quite fond of Cloud and the gang. One of his key mechanics, as we said, is a dice roll that has a number of different outcomes, so you're going to want to have plenty of luck-boosting materia and items with you, and that'll help ensure the best results out of the chaos. He also has some of my favourite synergy abilities too, which often involve another party member hurling his Moogle into the enemy to various effects. And while the competition for the 2 free party slots is especially fierce in Rebirth, I definitely recommend giving Cait Sith a go. You might just be surprised at how much fun you can have. You can largely swap out Tifa or Yuffie, Barret or Red as damage dealers in this party, but Tifa's strength definitely shines here and will more than make up for the times when Cait Sith's luck just isn't quite on your side. And finally, we have the classic Cloud, Aerith, and Tifa. I name-checked it in the beginning, and I wasn't about to leave it out, was I? The combination of Cloud, Aerith, and Tifa is almost too obvious not to include. It gives you excellent physical damage, elemental capabilities, and healing. What more could you possibly ask for? This is the combination that I used for most of the early game before Yuffie made her way into the party, and it proved to be more than viable in pretty much every situation. If you're not sure who to pick for your party and just want to stick to the basics, you can't really go wrong with Aerith and Tifa. One other thing to consider when choosing your party is what synergy abilities you've unlocked and the state of each character's folio, and you've got to take into account their weapon proficiency as well, because these all factor into the strength of each character, and you're going to want to make sure that you have synergy options between all three party members, because they're pretty much essential to take down the toughest bosses in the game. As always though, these things are a matter of personal taste, and Rebirth does a fantastic job of asking you to experiment with your party if a fight isn't quite going your way. So get creative, and don't be afraid to get out of Cloud's comfort zone every now and then with your party choices. Or, you know, just use Tifa and Aerith like always. I promise you, no one will judge. Thanks for watching. Drop this vid a like if you enjoyed and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more like this. We've got a lot of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth guides coming up, so stay tuned to GG Recon, and while you're here with us, YouTube's almighty algorithm is recommending a video just for you that it knows you're gonna like, so check out that video right here.